Another thing that is often forgotten when you're trying to help your users out is search helps. There is nothing more frustrating than not being able to find what you're looking for. So we created some stock transport orders, and an outbound delivery shows a beautiful document flow. And you can figure out what your history is, and you can get to different things. So it's really easy to find what you want. Now, if you go back to your purchase requisition screen, it didn't have looking for delivery at all. Why? Because it's part of the the special process that we put together. So what I did was, you see a search for delivery rec, and all the other things were already there. And I put in the document. There's my delivery. This is the purchase rec it was on. And I get the same rec. Oh well. And I double click and say other document. And there it is. So now I've got my purchase document, my purchase requisition document from my delivery. Now, how did I figure that out? So if I go to other requisition and I do an F1 and technical information, it will say that it has a search help, and the search help is MBAN. Now, changing this is completely legal because I'm going to do an append. So then you go to the data dictionary and you put in that search help name. I'm doing, well, actually, I should probably do change in case you can see, their little warning. And if you look over here, it's got included search helps. Now, how I did this was I simply went, I believe it said it. No, it's not. Oops, went right by it. Okay, go to append search help. And this is the search help I appended. Now you can in fact create another one if you want, or you can just keep working off of the one append. So here's the one I appended. What I want to get back is that requisition number. And here's my included search help. So this was empty. I went ahead and created, well, it wasn't empty. It had this information in, and if you double click on it, I put in the information I wanted. Because this wasn't an easy search help, I had to use the search help exit. Now, this is really nice because SAP has one out there that you can copy. And based upon copying it, you can get your export fields, import, changing, and tables. My source code is pretty simple. It looks for the requisition, and you can see it's getting the requisition. And then it goes back. And remember, you saw that search help. You've got to remember how many numbers there are because it's crazy. This gets your information in one line. So you just need to know what, like the first one's 10, the second one's 5, and what position to put them on. So if you execute this, it's nice because you can check your function module. I've got some test data, and all I need to put in is, here, I'll show you. All I needed to put in here was display, And then I needed something in my table. Well, not that table. I needed something in my table to be able to pull from the information. And here's the select options table. And here's what I used. I used VBelin and I used a low of that. Now, really the best bet would have been to put an I and an equal. Then I can execute this and you'll see what you get back. One great big long string. Now, if you had more than just that, you would have several great big long strings. So just by looking at that, I can pick out the requisition number and the item number and then the delivery. So on and on and on. I can pick them out by looking at it. And once I get what I want, I just go back to the search help and I test. It's beautiful that it's like this. Okay, this is the information that's coming back so you can see it. This is the search help itself. And I don't have my test data. It's this. And really, to make this really nice, I could have done a drop down there too. So I start the search. I get my information back. This is the line. I never bothered to do the description. I double click and it pulls back all that information. Well, I'm doing it again. Why does it do that? It does that because I mark them as import and export. So then the next one doesn't really help you. It's just going to give that one parameter back. And this one doesn't either. So really how you want to test now is you want to go back to your screen. I probably want to go to 2. You go back to your screen if you remember your screen number. And purchase requisition, other requisition, do your drop down, and you get here. And as you saw earlier, this works. There it is. I double click, I bring everything back. This is a really cool way to get people information when they need it. Now, I don't know if I can do this, but we're going to check. We're going to do F4. I don't believe it says. There you go. That is the actual function module from SAP. You can tell it gives you some really good documentation. It's actually in the code. I love that. And tables changing. All you got to do is copy this. It gives you everything you need. Thank you for watching.